Okay, so working on the timing belt here. We've got a motor mount. It goes right here. And you end up with that part coming out of the motor. I couldn't figure out how to get it. Must be fastened inside. So that we couldn't get that out of there. It's can't hardly show you because it's so tight. You can barely see this stuff. You got to pull your power steering pump loose. You got 3 bolts on there you got to loosen up. And back in here we got the alternator. And there's 3 bolts on that, but like I say, you can't hardly pull. We had to slide this canister up here. Slide this little can up. This vacuum can, get that out. Pull that out so you can get your hand down in here. We pulled the dipstick, pulled that screw on the power steering pump, and we had to loosen up the tightener right there, and then that nut, and then let that push to pull that belt. And then we had to pull 1, 2, 3 on that. One almost down here. One almost way down here on this. Right up in here somewhere. Right up there on the alternator. And I pulled this loose. This is the power steering pump reservoir. I popped that so we could pull that and get our hand down through here too. Down through there to work. Because that is tight. And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4 on this top cover, which looks like that. And then we had another bolt on the second piece which came out, and we had to pull that pulley, the idler. It's the idler pulley for the pump and the alternator. There's the motor mount that came out. Okay, so down on the crankshaft now, down behind the front axle here. Darn it. We'll get in here, and you want to find your timing marks, or mark it, it doesn't matter. Get the thing top dead center, and there's a timing mark on it. So we're pulling that center bolt right there. I've tried 2 impact drivers. That sucker's on there. I'm seeing 105 foot-pounds. So we kept on that dog with the impact wrench. We had about 40 gallons of air. It took about 20 times on it, getting the air compressors pumped back up, but we got that. They saying 105 foot-pounds. So you're going to need a torque wrench to torque that on. Only wraps around the crank about 1/4 inch, so once the bolt's out, slid right out of there. Then we just slide the belt on. There's no tensioner. It goes on there tight. Put all our doodads back on there. Can't see in here without the light, but we're putting the covers back on it. Covers, and we got to tighten up the alternator. Yeah, get to put the belt on that and tighten it up, and that we'll take it for a test drive. It's ready to go. Okay, we'll get a shot of it starting up. Got one trim piece on the top. We'll see if we put it back on. We want to make sure everything stays dry. It's a clutch timing belt and a thermostat on this, and we put one of the new control arm on the driver's side and a tie rod on, just because we broke them getting them apart. Okay, drive it out. Yeah, we got to fill the sticker out and put it somewhere. That tells you when you got to do this again. 60,000 miles. You got to do the timing belt one more time. Rip her down through there. Let's see how it does. Yeah, we think the back brakes need to be done. It needs tires, but not bad for 1,200 bucks, I don't think. We got about 12 hours into it. You got to tighten the belt up. Got to tighten your power. You're up against the limit on your power steering. We got to tighten that belt up. You went to the max. Okay, we got to tighten it a little. See there, we got to tighten the power steering belt. No big deal. Didn't want to over tighten it. The alternator sounds fine. That's, you got to be pulling on the alternator by now. Yep, it's just cranking on the wheel. until we get a license on it. Yeah. And we've got the garage all cleaned up. Tools are all gone. That's part of it anyway. We're good here. We got toys over here.